Peace. Welcome to the YouTube live book reading of The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop. Translated and edited by Mercer Cook. And I'm your moderator and narrator, Uriel. Welcome. Peace, peace. Divine days and nights. Let's light it up. We have some work to do. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I wish you all have a wonderful day and staying in the light. You know, we've come to an era in our world where it's very, very important to love who you are, to love thyself. And, you know, a part of loving yourself and self-care is not only having people do things for you, but doing it yourself. Yeah. See, because when you're cleaning up, you could see things at different angles. And it's the ability to say and compute in your head, I'm going to do this, or I'll do it later, or I feel it and see it, and I'm just going to keep going. That's a decision. Self-care is saying, wait, I'm not going to just get someone else to do it or wait for someone else to do it. I'm just going to do it. Yeah. Peace, divine rising, highest heart love. Yes, beautiful day. Right? Yeah, welcome. I came on early. I will put a brief vocabulary in the description when it's finished uploading. We're reading now the fourth chapter. And so we're at page 89 of Could Egyptian Civilization Have Originated in the Delta? So we're taking our time, enjoying, happy, May, love. All right, here we go. The page 89, down at the bottom is where we pick up at. Similarly, if Osiris and Isis were born in Lower Egypt, it would be hard to understand how their relics were all appropriated by Upper Egypt. The whole skeleton of Osiris was taken over by cities in Upper Egypt, so completely that nothing was left for the towns of Lower Egypt. On this point, Amenano refers to Brugger's Geographical Dictionary. Rivalry between the cities over the attribution of the relics caused so much confusion that at first it was difficult to determine which city possessed such and such a relic, now claimed by several other towns. Right? Yeah. Emiliano suggests it be decided generally in favor of Upper Egypt whenever this rivalry opposes cities of Lower and Upper Egypt. I believe that one fact tilts the scales in favor of Upper Egypt. The attribution of Osiris' head to Upper Egypt to the city of Abydos. That fact would not be important if Emelano had not discovered the tomb of Osiris and the head of the divine ancestor in a jar. We may doubt the authenticity of that discovery. Nevertheless, Emiliano writes, I myself have found other shrines during the preliminary excavations which culminated in the royal necropolis before unearthing the shrine where the skull of the god I believed had I had found was preserved. He then refers to the papyrus in the Museum of Leiden, city by to Bruges. It expressly states that the god's head was preserved at Abydos in a place designated on the papyrus by a name signifying the necropolis of Abydos. Amelino sought confirmation from Eugene Revelau on the validity of this document, written in Demotic. He received confirmation that the head of Osiris was indeed mentioned as being located at Abydos. Further assurance came in 1898 in the geographical text on Edfu and Burgish dictionary. It is stated there that the god's head was in Abydos uh, reliquary. The Amelino observes, but Ablamino observes. Since Bruegge copied it, the text has disappeared. If one can believe the publication on the Edfu Temple begun in the memoirs of the Cairo mission, it would be interesting to ascertain whether that inscription has completely disappeared. Finally, Amelino records another important fact. In the text of the pyramids, Osiris' throne is described just as Amelino found it in the funeral bed placed in the tomb at Abydos. Quite justifiably, Amelino wonders, why would the cities of Upper Egypt have claimed the most important parts of Osiris' body if he was born in the Delta, reigned in the Delta, died in the Delta, and had been the local god of a tiny district in the Delta? I see no reason for it. Whether or not Amelino really discovered the tomb and head of Osiris is unimportant. The essential fact is that the texts state that these are to be found at Abydos. Thus, contrary to Moray's affirmation, authentic Egyptian tradition as old as recorded time and written into the text of the pyramids and the Book of the Dead teaches us in unequivocal terms that the Egyptian deities belonged to the black race and were born in the South. Furthermore, the myth of Osiris and Isis points out a cultural trait characteristic of Black Africa, the cult of ancestors, the foundation of Negro religious life and of Egyptian religious life, just as Amelino reports. Hmm. Yeah, makes sense, right? We've always honored our ancestors. And so it wasn't about worshiping, it was about honor. Always has been about honor. So, yeah. You see all the sacred, it's right, isn't it amazing? Yeah, it's all genuine. It's all real too. It's all real And you should see the engravings on them right here as well. These are all real. Yeah. Divine days and nights. See, that's why, when you live righteous and you are conscious righteous, you understand your actions affect others. So, what's most important is self mastery when it deals with your energy. Is once you start to master your energy, it's distinguishing other energies from your energy because so many energies are resonating with yours, right? And so that's when you can pick out certain things and see, you know, oh, wow, I get this from my grandfather. Oh, and you get a story from one of your ancestors, relatives, and they tell you about a distant cousin, and they say, you look just like them, and they would do this or wear their hat like this, and you do that same thing. That awareness is awareness of the ancestors. So it's always been a part of our understanding. You're not looking for validation outside of you. You realize that it's all inside of everything you need. Thank you so much for being here and reading with us. Had to, filter those gems. Here we go. Top of page 90. That fact would not be important if Melano had not discovered the tomb of Osiris' head of the divine ancestor in a jar. We may doubt the oh yeah. Oh yeah. Top of page 91. Each dead ancestor becomes the object of a cult, the most remote forebears whose teachings in the realm of social life, that it is to say, in the realm of civilization, have proved effective, gradually become veritable gods, the mythical ancestors referred to by Levi Bruhl. They are totally detached from the human level, which does not mean that they never existed. Transformed into gods, they are placed on a plane different from that of the Greek hero. This is what made Herodotus think that the Egyptians had no heroes. It is apparent that Moray's argument concerning the invention of the calendar in Memphis is jarred seriously awry upon close examination. The author specifies that only in Memphis can one observe the hyliacal rising of Sothis. He concludes that the Egyptian calendar, based on the cycle of the star Sirius, whose rise coincides with the sun every 1,461 years, was invented at Memphis, but the calendar was in use in 4,236, the oldest date known with certainty in the history of man. Herodotus informs us, moreover, that Memphis was created by Menes after the latter had turned the course of the river and made the muddy region of Lower Egypt more habitable. Menes, the first king, having thus, by turning the river, made that tract where it used to run dry land, proceeded in the first place to build the city now called Memphis. Consequently, the site of Memphis was under water prior to the advent of Menes. If we accept 3,200 as the year of his advent, that city did not even exist when the calendar was invented. Besides, it would help the supporters of the Delta's priority if the highly active rising of Sothis could be observed, not from the region of Memphis, but from that of Heliopolis, the city of Ra, where for these same theoreticians all the Egyptian astronomy and astrology were allegedly born. Even so, it seems that Heliopolis, or Northern On, was founded by the Anu, whose name it bears. Similarly, comments could be made about the argument that Egypt was civilized by invaders from the north. In Egyptian, the West was designated by the right. Why? This is going to make sense to you now. We always put all the dots together. Thank you so much, Divine Rising. Happy Sunday. You all right? Yes, starting off this divine day in an amazing light. So we light it up, shaking it up on YouTube, reading books. Highest heart low. Designated by the right, the east by the left. From this fact, one could deduce proof of a march toward the south. First of all, there are several ways to designate the east and west in Egyptian. Furthermore, the divining art led to a division of the heavens into regions for purposes of observation. As a result, a special orientation made a given cardinal point coincide with the right and left. This was practiced in Egypt and throughout the Aegean Mediterranean, which had come under Egyptian influence, especially in Etruria. Edward Naval's explanation is even more edifying. From which country did the conquerors come? It seems to me that they undoubtedly came from the south. If we consult the legend as it is preserved in a series of large paintings that adorn one of the corridors of the Edfu temple and which date from the Ptolemaic epic, we can see that the god Hermates reigned the Nubia upriver from Egypt. He left there with his sons Horus, a warrior god who conquered the whole country for him, as far as the city of Zar, now Kantara, a fortress built on the easternmost branch. They put that together as one. I love it. Branch of the Nile. This was the Pelusiac branch, which blocked any arrival from the direction of the Sinai Peninsula and Palestine. In the principal Egyptian cities, the conquerors ruled whatever had to do with religion. In several localities, Horus settled his companions, who were called blacksmiths. Thus, the introduction of metalwork is connected with the conquest in the legend. The legend, this legend, which must belong to the ancient traditions, seems to me to merit attention. It agrees completely with what Greek historians tell us, namely that Egypt was a colony of Ethiopia. Lights are all the way on now, right? Thus, the Egyptians, at least those who became the Pharaonic Egyptians, probably followed the course of the Great River. This is confirmed by certain features of their religious or customs. The Egyptian gets his bearings by looking toward the south. The west is on the right. The east is on the left. I cannot believe that this means he is headed toward the south. On the contrary, he turns toward his country of origin. He looks in the direction from which he came and from which he may expect help. From there, the conquering forces emerge. From there, too, the beneficial waters of the Nile bring fertility and riches. Besides, the south has always taken precedence over the north. The word king first meant king of Upper Egypt. Their God shows us the road they followed. The deity that walks before them has the form of a jackal or a dog. This is the God Opinatu, he who shows the way. We'll pause right here. Continue back. Woo! So beautiful. So beautiful. What's the 13th reading? Here we go. We are in the fourth chapter, page 91, 3, is where we pick up at next time. Thank you so much for being here and reading with us. I wish you have a magical, magical first day of the week, getting it in. When we reconvene, we're reading The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Dr. Cheikh Anta, and edited and translated by Mercer Cook. You all chose this book and we are flying through. Thank you so much for being here. Awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Reading with us. Hi, it's Heart Love. Go and shine your light. And so the story I told you yesterday about a wonderful, beautiful crow, I recovered him. I recovered him, and I will give him an honorable burial. Hi, it's Heart Love. We did it. We manifested it all. Manifested it. Thank you. So grateful and thankful for all I have now, all that's coming to me. Gratitude and highest Heart Love. Sending love to all those that need it. All of you out there that need prayers, we're praying for you. All our friends and family, all those having tough times. Come on here and just bring you the peace and honor. We love you so much. Keep your head up. Stay strong. I love you. I love you. I love you. Divine days and nights coming up, getting closer to bubbles. Solar return. Waking it up, shaking it up, reading books on YouTube. Look at this beautiful sage stick. Yeah, we're going to use that in the ceremony. you know. So, you have a great ceremony. Thank you so much for being here. Highest heart love. Ay, 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 ay. Love, 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 love you. I, I love you, you. You know, because I love myself. Fine days and nights. Peace, peace. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.